All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are down to the final two, and the finale is upon us. Rest in peace to the artist form. Or she's not actually dead, but
The sad loss of
Just hold a
Jessica.
picture. Just hold a picture up of her and says "R.I.P. Jessica." All right.
The sad loss of Jessica.
Collins, you know what I'm talking about when in a later season there is an actual person named Jessica who also passed away. So
Yeah.
that was rather cut print. I'm gonna start that over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We had three, and we are now down to the final two, and it's gonna be down to the games master Michael versus the actual cook Ralph. But it's Kitchen Talk. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam. Welcome back to Kitchen Talk. This is the Hell's Kitchen retrospective here on the channel. We just have one episode left in season one. Joining me as always from 3 Movie Cinema, it's Jacob Collins. Jacob, how are you?
I'm doing really well, and I'm not gonna let you get off this easy. Before we started, Ryan kabuffled the whole thing and said Jessica was dead. R.I.P. Jessica, and he was just like, "Wait, that's not." I meant like,
He ain't gonna get away with this now.
She's not really dead. The second person, just like, she was just eliminated, not dead. But we were laughing so hard. I thought we were laughing hysterically.
It's the kidney stone all over again, except worse. Matt Wyatt, how are you?
I'm doing good. Getting excited to get into this episode. Yeah, now we're at the 3 of the finalists.
Mm-hmm. Collins, what were you going to say?
I said you should have just put like an immemorial segment of Jessica. It says episode 1 through episode 9.
That would be perfect.
Well, like I mentioned, we are down. We start this episode with 3, and we are down to 2. But Matt, take it away.
All right. So this episode's called Day 9 and aired on July 25th, 2005. For the challenge, the 3 finalists were tasked to create a souffle in 10 minutes. Ralph won, with Michael second. The reward, Ralph received first choice in selecting a dish to make for service: beef, chicken, or tuna. Ralph chose beef and Michael chose tuna, leaving Jessica with chicken. Yeah, so what did you think about this challenge?
I mean, felt a little bad for Ralph because he was like, I never get to go on any rewards, and then like his reward is you get to pick the meat that you get to cook. Like, and there was much rejoicing. Yeah.
Like that one, like, yeah.
Yeah, and Jessica just put out the souffle with the mint, and it tastes like shit. It's like, this tastes awful.
I've seen souffle get made. It looks really hard to do. Like it looks near impossible to get right. And so I'm inclined to be a little more sympathetic, like in regards to the making of such a dish like that. But at the same time, Gordon's reaction to it was just amazing. Where it's like, that's the worst souffle I've ever had.
And also, they didn't have much sleep. They got up so early to do this whole thing.
They got drunk the night before, and
Jessica got wasted. She got fucking wasted that she fell out in that thing.
I laughed though when Mike was like, Chef Ramsay's on the phone. They're like, no, we don't believe you. He's like, no, he's literally, they got to get up. And he's like, no, I don't believe you. And Jessica's trying to push him back to bed. Like, go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
I'm like, and then finally Chef Scott had to walk in. Chef Ramsay's calling now. And they're like, all right. Hey, that's Chef Scott woke up like this, like,
He popped up like the Undertaker, just like okay, I'm up now, I'm awake.
Like Michael for like 20 minutes trying to get him, like, come on, guys, come on, and they're all like, and they're both like, like it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you really think Michael would be the one to play a prank like that on you? Like, you think he would be like, oh, it'd be really funny to wake them all up?
He's done more sus stuff this season, so I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. For the service, unbeknownst to the chefs, their families, Jessica's Michael's wife-in-laws, Jessica's mother, sister, and girlfriend, Ralph's fiance, mother, and uncle attended service and blindly voted for their favorite dish. Jessica got overwhelmed on souffles and needed help from Ralph and Michael, but eventually service was completed and every customer was served. Ralph's filet was ordered the most often, Michael's tuna the least. After service, the final three got to spend time with their loved ones who were unaware that Ramsay would use their votes to determine whom to eliminate.
Yeah, this
I
is not.
really think
I think this is like the first time, and I think the only time that they've used family members in this regard. Like they've had cameos, like they've been in challenges and
no,
such.
they've done it before. They do it in the later season. Remember, there's one where they had like their family to try out the food, like and they did it for the taste test thing, And
Yep, you're right. I can't remember what season. I think it may have been 12. I'll check myself later, but it was in a later season, Collins. You're right.
I was like, is that
Yeah,
really
it's kind of new that they were now bringing in their families to do the blindly taste test, and they can't tell you who's the one who's cooking it because that would be that because then they'll be a little bit too biased and they'll go a little easy on them. They had to
Oh,
put
I
it to the
thought
test.
Rouse was great. When really she spit Rouse out. It was like, this is awful. And she took her nap. Like,
Dude, only fucking Jessica's sister liked the chicken. She only had the one vote, and then Ralph only had the 3 votes for the, I believe, the beef, and Michael only had the most votes for the tuna. A lot of them mostly
I will
like
say
his
Michael
tuna.
is the best that the cook out of the 3. But then you got Ralph, who Ralph when he tries harder. But the thing is, then you got Jessica, who's just imploding like the whole entire episode. Like, I need help.
She was going bad.
With desserts. I just want to point out, with desserts.
With
Dessert.
souffle. Like let's not like try and bury the lead here. She's trying to make souffle. That's not an easy thing to make.
Well, I mean, but still, I mean, like I said, which I was like, I think honestly, like I said, which I mean, Michael would never have helped her. He's like, let her fall. He said, because this is literally, it's like, I know I'm going to get nominated to go up for like to compete in finals. I just need to know who's going to do it with me.
He barely helped her, barely.
Which, because I know Michael just wants to win. It's all he's like, I don't care.
Of course, he wanted to win, and also he wanted fucking Ralph to be voted out instead of Jessica because Ralph is a threat to his competition.
Yep. And
He knows he
now,
can destroy Jessica.
That's true, yeah.
He's like, which I mean, honestly, I said, remember that was kind of shitty though, the way like remember because wasn't he the one that voted out someone before just so that like he wanted to keep Jimmy just so he got rid of the one guy with glasses.
It was I think it was
like,
Chris.
Yeah, he's like, Jimmy's weaker. I can destroy Jimmy. Chris is more competition. So he's like, I think Chris should go and Jimmy should stay. Which I'm like, when he said that, I'm like, oh man. So now this one, he's just like, Jessica, I can destroy Jess. I can destroy Ralph.
Oh, yeah. She was literally the weakest link out of the 3. Like if you really think about it, she was bound to get fucking like blown away out of the elimination for sure.
One thing I wanted to bring up before I forget is that the introduction of the family members was just kind of matter of fact, like there they are, they're just there. When in later seasons there would just be there'd be like a whole big, like they come through the entrance, there'd be a song and dance, like there'd just be, they make it a big deal. And here it's just like, oh, they're here, like woo. Like I'm just saying, like there's some pageantry in this season that is definitely missing from later seasons.
Yeah, which I found. Did you find have any issue with? They're like, oh, Ralph's dish is like the most popular dish, but then later when it came to the family, they're like, oh, Ralph's dish was not the most popular, and Michael's was. And I'm just thinking, in what world? I don't understand the logic there because it's like the whole point was the announcer guy. I heard him a few minutes ago say, they did a tally of everyone. Then they said, oh, whose dish do you like the most? They're like, Ralph's. And then like they said, and then of course it was Jessica, and then it was the tuna was the least favorite. And I'm just thinking, and then when they go up to like Gordon Ramsay goes up to the family and they're like, oh, we like the tuna the most. We hate the chicken. I'm just thinking,
they need.
Oh no, go on.
They needed to be clear with is it the audience vote or not the audience vote, but the customers vote, or is it the family's vote? Like they tried to do both.
Yeah,
because I was like, oh, we already know Ralph won this challenge. At the end, he's going to, and then I'm thinking, but then they said that, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was kind of like, I started scratching my head, like, I just heard this announcer guy. I just heard that. I was like, they must have literally. I was like, that right there means you're not in cahoots. They are not in sync with the announcer. That right there shows you that.
It doesn't seem like they're on the same page.
I was like, one of these things is not like the other.
One of these things doesn't belong here.
I was like, which I will say, I think it was kind of shitty that you have to eliminate someone in front of their family because I'm like, I mean, it just downplays everything they worked for.
That sucked. It really did.
It is kind of humiliating that because especially when you're in front of the whole family and and one of them is going to have to go. And yeah, Jessica got the least vote of the chicken, and Ralph only got 3, and Michael only got 5 of the votes. So yeah, it's obvious that Jessica is going to get the choice to be eliminated and go home. But I will say that
you're not a better cook than Michael
But I will say that I give credit for Ramsey for actually complimenting her and how proud he was for her, even though she was a big giant pain in the ass at the time. But at least he was not a total asshole about it by the end. By the time that she gave him the jacket,
which it did like literally make me laugh though. Just like literally like all of a sudden she's spitting out like just like Ralph's wife's just spitting out the food going, oh, this is shit. Oh, and
that was funny. That was so funny.
She was very dramatic about that, like the.
I was laughing. He's like,
and then like when he kissed her afterwards, I'm just like, oh, gross.
Like,
I was like, which Ralph's like literally, he was sitting there looking at his wife like when she goes, "Oh, I like the tuna more," and he's just like, "Oh God!"
But you know what? If they have known which one of them was cooking those foods, whether it's the chicken or the beef or the tuna, they would have be a little bit biased because they do not want to vote them out of there. They wanted them to stay in, and luckily that Ramsey was not going to be dumb enough to do that and just have them blindly vote to whoever cooked it.
Oh yeah, because he knows that he would have said Jessica made this, Ralph made, then Jessica's girlfriend and her mom.
Then they would not have been totally truthful to their criticism.
Yeah, and then of course, Michael's family, and then Ralph's would all align with this. Yeah, so he knows. Which it was really funny because you could just see Michael smirking. Yeah.
Oh, he was smirking.
Like,
he was so.
Yes, everyone loves.
I mean, he was not happy with Jessica leaving because he was hoping that Ralph would leave.
Yeah, he's like, now I got competition. Shit.
It's like, oh, fuck, here goes the competition. This is going to get really ugly in the finale.
Which the funny part is...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I just think it's funny that, it's like, Ralph then goes up to his wife and goes, really? The tuna? Really? Like, like my food? Yeah, like, it's like afterwards, he's like, really?
At least they were able to serve without getting the dish back, without anything whatsoever. This is the first time they actually did something right, and that Ramsey was very satisfied with the customer service.
Well, like we have alluded to, Jessica was eliminated, and now it is a Ralph and Michael finale. But as far as Jessica goes, after Hell's Kitchen, she ended up returning to work at Yahoo for a time, like Yahoo, that one. And then she ended up working.
Unemployed now.
Let me finish. She worked her way up in a friend's restaurant before working in LA with a number of well-known chefs. She opened her own restaurant, Brick Plus Mortar, in Santa Monica, which closed in 2020. In 2013, she became a chef at Cam Cafe at the Cameron Art Museum before taking over the reins as head chef. She is currently head chef at the Blockade Runner Resort in Wrightsville Beach. She is a 3-time winner of something called the Taste of Wrightsville Beach. So not only is she still a chef, but she's like an accomplished one at that too. And another thing I want to mention, she's actually self-taught. She taught herself when she was working at a pizzeria. So, like, looking like Pink aside, like, she's gone on to do really good things. So good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I think she really is, like, she's very talented and everything. And, honestly, I think she is talented and everything. And, yes, I think, which, you know what, at least she wasn't, at least she made it to top 3. Because I think if you make it in the top 5, no, I would say top 5 to top 3, you're going to probably get employment.
Yeah.
Like, like there's one girl who I was like, I think she who should not have went like in one season. I'm like, she should have not got how as far as she did, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure she'll get employment.
Was
You know who I'm
this
talking about?
season
No,
9?
it was the one. You know who I'm talking about? That one girl who I thought was an idiot, was a complete moron, and I'm like, that's
Hell's
just heavy
Kitchen,
stuff.
that doesn't really narrow it down.
She's the one that Ramsey said he didn't think she'd make it far in the competition. She gets all the way up to like second place.
Oh, her. Oh, yeah.
And she has that
You're
annoying
right.
voice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. her.
I was like, I've been angry. I would never would have watched the rest of the show ever again if they would have did that. Because I'm like, she is an idiot. Do not let her. She is a moron. I was like, but yeah, I honestly think, which I'm glad that like I do not want to. I mean, you got to think about it this way. You want a chef who can run your kitchen, who can run your restaurant, who can literally cook good food. If you don't have any of those three things, then you know what? You are screwed. Your restaurant will shut down immediately.
Yeah.
And I kind of wonder. I want to know. I wonder so much. Is like the chefs he's hired in like the seasons. Did they just like deflect? Does he be like, oh my god, I made a terrible mistake. I'm gonna get rid of him.
Well, there's one chef that has actually gone on to do great things, and they have basically taken over all of the stuff for Vegas. Like, you know who I'm talking about, Collins,
Yes,
right?
I know. Yeah, they
So-
appear every season on Hell's Kitchen, don't they? Is that the
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, we're speaking vaguely because Matt doesn't know, and we want to
That's like, tell me the
who is the person? Who?
No, I'm like Harvey Dent from Dark Knight. I too quo. Say, sir.
Well,
Say
Matt, we're one episode away from. I mean, the finale's next. So if you had to choose Ralph or Michael, who do you think is going to win, and who would you like to win?
I think Ralph has more chance of winning. I mean, that would make a little bit more sense. I could be wrong about that because he's been running the show from day one. I mean, even though he hasn't been the best team player, but at the end of the day, he's able to pull his head out of his ass. Michael is just more of an opportunist. So, I mean, I kind of do want Ralph to win a little bit more than Michael. Michael's kind of a dickhead, but he was all about like taking every chance he can get.
Yeah, well, I pass it off to all of you. What did you think of the episode? Let us know in the comments. And who do you think is going to win, Ralph or Michael? And we have one episode left. It is day 10, the finale. And we'll be doing that watch-along style, so stay tuned for that when that happens. As we are recording this, it has not happened yet. But thank you in advance to everyone who checked out the watch party for Talking Gotham, episode 1. Again, it hasn't happened for us yet, but this will drop after that. So just a thank you in advance to those that did check it out. But Collins, where can the people find you?
Gotham. No, but they can find me at 3D Movie Cinema. I just had a review for 28 Days Later. Yeah, and then I will review this week 28 Weeks Later. By the time I say 28 Weeks Later review will be dropping the next day. And then, of course, the week after will be 28 Years Later. And then, of course, yeah. And so, yeah. And then, of course, yeah, we are talking Gotham. And then we're going to be doing, and in 2 weeks, we'll be doing Batman Terry for The Dark Knight. Matt's least favorite Batman movie.
Well, Matt, where can the people find you?
Jake's a fucking liar. Don't listen to him. Anyway, you can
That's
find
not-
me you can find my YouTube channel at Matt Wyatt 92. I put up my trailer reaction for the final trailer for Superman and my review for Ballerina and Predator Killer of Killers. I will be reviewing the How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version this week. So keep an eye open for that. I'm excited to be doing Talking Gotham with these two guys. By the time you watch this video, it would already be up for the watch party for the pilot.
Mm-hmm. And as far as this channel goes, the Kaczynski project is ongoing. Thank you all so much for the love on both of those videos. Didn't see that one coming, but thank you all so much. The Only the Brave video is forthcoming. Talking Gotham is just beginning. Kitchen Talk is ongoing. Thank you all so much for watching that. And thank you all so much for watching this episode. For Jake Collins, for Matt Wyatt, my name is Ryan Cam. Be sure to tip your waiter or waitress and do us all a favor and